Hey friends, so hope you all are well and keeping safe. This is the 25th video in the series, and I'm too excited to continue this journey further with you all. Thanks for all your subscribe, love, and likes you have given to this series. And as I say before, if you find someone who is interested, please do share the URL, spread the message. It's completely free, and as you go along the process, you learn how to create beautiful looking apps using the Xcode. So let's start the journey further. Let's open Xcode book tracker tutorial and see where we left last time. We are almost on the verge of finishing that. In fact, it's a fully functional app now. You have all the available function. You can add a book, you can update a book, you can delete a book. You can see the screen. This is a displaying book, the books you are currently reading or you want to read or you have read in the past. You can add a book using the screen. You can go back to display and then you can click on any book and you can update it further. You can delete it. And we also started a search journey. Right now the search is a little rudimentary. Now what it does, it searches book based upon what you're typing. A few things we have done last time. It is only searching book, but it can search in whole or in part. For example, if you say WA and search, it returns 2 because it also gives you word that saved my life, and also give a dead weight because it has WA in the wake and WA in the word in the previous book. It also ignores white spaces. So if you say essays, SA and space, and then you search, it will give you saved essay, uh, case insensitive, and again the space works fine. The way we are doing this is let's have a quick look at the search book. It's all by this function. You can see it on the book name. The contains allows you to search partial string, and trimming character white space take the characters out of the string, and capitalize will look for the first letter always as capital. One thing that you have to note is to make that completely work. We have not done it last time, but we'll do it now. That you have to, while you're saving, both in the save and update, you have to make sure it is capitalized. So when you say capitalize, when it is saving, it will always make sure the first letter is always capital, regardless of what you're typing. Same thing you can do here as well. You can say capitalize as you're saving the book name, or updating the book name rather, and the author name as well, because in future if you're searching an author, you'll get the author name accordingly done as well. Okay, so with that, let's see what we want to do next. So what we want to do now is today what we'll do is, remember the function we have in add book. When you go to, let's say, genre, you can type a few letters and the screen changes accordingly. Let's say fiction F, it will give you both fiction and non-fiction. Very handy when you have when you have a long list of books and you don't know what exactly you're looking for. You may be knowing a part in a whole, and you type and you get exactly what you're looking for. So we'll do that. We'll try to see that how to retrieve book. In future, we're also going to say that, hey, in the search, I can search by author name as well. Similar function. I type the author name on all the books written by the author shows up on whole or in part. So we'll do that, and the next thing we want to do is when you click on the book, it shows all the details of the book, the genre, what stage of reading you are in, the author name, and so on and so forth. So with that, let's get going with our function. Let's see how far we can get today. So I'll stop this here, go back to your search. So for doing that, what we need to do is, we will not touch this function, but we will write another function to load all the books in a new variable. So you know that this is a variable. I don't want to touch it for now because I don't want to disturb your search function. Let it be there. So I'll just copy this books and name this as all books. How about that? Okay, so all books is a variable of entity type book, which is the entity you have in your book tracker. If you look here, all the fields, and it will hold an array of those books. Good. Now what we'll do is, the function look more or less similar to the load search book. So I'll copy this over and it paste it. Command C and Command V. It's giving an error because the same name. Since I'm saying load search record, we will give it a different name. We'll say load all books, right? So since it is loading all books, we don't need a predicate. Why? Because predicate puts a condition. We don't want to put any condition. Say all the books that you have, give me all. So I'll remove this too. And I want to retrieve it in the new variable I created, all books. And right now we'll print it on the screen just to see if it is doing the work or not. So I'll say um, book in all books and print book.book name for now. Okay. And just to see whether our function is working, and we need to call this function from where? Whenever the screen is called for the first time, which is the view did load. So go to view did load and call this function. Okay. Now let's run it and see whether it is doing the job or not. It's coming up. And let's go to moment we click on search, the function load all books should be called and it should print it. Let's see whether it's doing the job. There you go. Printing all the books. We have 6 books so far. All the 6 books are printed here. Great. Excellent. Now what we need to do is, now that we have done this, we want to make sure that this search bar works accordingly. So as I type, it should pop up and show what is there, right? Pop up and show in the sense in the table, the value should come up automatically. How do we do that? So for doing that, you have done this in the past, nothing different. So what we will do is, let's come back here. We will use few functions out of the text field. So if you know that when you go back to your main storyboard, just like we did on the add book, we have certain functions we created. So just to refresh your or rejog your memory, I will take you to the screen, and it was on, let's say it was in genre, right? So click on the genre text field and go to your connections, and you can see here connection inspector. There are 3 functions you wrote: editing change, editing did begin, editing did end. Just to let you know, editing did begin is as soon as you start typing, it will come here, right? Editing did end is when you're done typing, when you're out of that text box, it will come here, right? And editing changes as you are typing, it will come here, right? So we have to use all these 3 function in the new text field, with the search text field, to do the magic, right? So what we do, we basically make sure that when the editing begin, we have all the arrays initial value all set up. When the editing change, what we do is we ensure that the search is done right as we're typing. So you type W, it'll go and search and say, hey, do I have anything in the array to show? And if so, it will show it accordingly. And editing did, and when you're done with editing, you do the housekeeping changes to make sure that, hey, I have to reset all the values right to the beginning, so that if the search happens again, you can do a similar way all the searches that is getting done. Okay, so now let's come back to our search. All right, search is where, maybe this one, yeah, I think this is a search, right? Yeah, and this is our text field. So you have these 3 which are not connected yet, so you know how to connect them. Just split a screen and click on one of the screens, the search view controller. Now here you have the search. You can do it in multiple ways. We'll do the connection inspector running. We'll look at a spot where we want to be. Right, maybe over here. So what we'll do is we'll click on the search and click on your editing change and command, and wherever you want to insert. We want to insert it right here after the search button action. We do that. We will say this is your search editing changed. Remember, the naming convention is your choice, but I typically give the field name and the function that you're doing editing change, so it's easy for us to recognize and know in case you have more than one text field or you want to know what the function is doing, right? It's easier to understand. So we'll do that. Similarly, we will make another connection, hold the command key and drag it here. This is your editing did begin. So you'll say search editing did begin. And then you need the last one, which is editing did end. Say search editing did end. Nice. Now you can X out one of the windows and you're back here. So you have all the three functions, right? Just to see how the editing, just to refresh your memory again, what we'll do is as you're typing, we'll print it here. This is the change one, I'm sorry, here. You can do it in two ways. You have your handle, I believe, the search text field handle. You can do it through it, or you can do it through sender because it will know exactly from where it is coming, right? Okay, so we'll simply say print. Maybe you use the sender dot. We said any, so you have to convert it. So let's not, I mean, you can typecast your text field and then do it. Other way was to make it a UI text field type like this. And then if you print, you have that option when you're dragging, there was a drop down option for that. And then you don't have to type cast to anything, you get text automatically. And let's print this. Okay, I'm forcing the print, whatever you're typing, it will print. Okay, just try this out and see, just to get a hang of it, how it works. And remember, you have done this in the past, so it should be a breeze for you. We'll do it once again just to showcase part of it accordingly. Okay, so you come here, you go to search, and this is a text field now, and this is a search editing change. So when you go here, I'll make this window a little large. I will clean this window for now so I know what it is typing. Let's say we type W. See, it's typing W on your console. WA, next step is WA. So every time you're typing, this is called and it's typing exactly what you have. For example, if I delete the A, it will again become W. If I type WAR, WAR is coming again. So brilliant. So we're able to capture the event, right? What we want to do is we want to write a function. You can write a function for ease, or you can write it over here, but I like to write function because if you want that filtering of the books array, you can do it in your own manner, right? So what you do is, let's write a function. Let's say function, I will say filter search array maybe, or filter books array. So this will take in a string. So I'll say text as string. That's what we're going to pass it to it. And what we'll do is we will search based upon what we have gotten, right? So what we'll do is we will say books is equal to, now here is the point, can we do the filter on the array which is of a class type? I will leave you with that thought, but let me give you the idea of what we are trying to do. You have all books in your all books dot filter, right? And then what you do is within this filter you want to write a function. You say return the book. So if the book in there in the entire array, return it, and what you want to return is book right, if it contains the book that you're looking for, right? So which is book dot contains book dot book name is contains the text that you're sending. Okay. All right. So what we have done is we are doing it. Okay. Let's see. This is force it. Saying force it if it is blank. How you're going to do it? Okay. So what I'm saying is that I want to search in the all books. I have to filter. This is a loop. Return all the book if the book name contains the text that I have. Okay. So I want to call this filter books array from here. So instead of printing, or maybe I can print as well. And then I'll say every time you're searching, call the filter book array and pass on the sender dot text, right? And after it is sent, maybe what we can do is after it is sent, I'm just deleting that print statement. What we can do is we are storing everything in books. We'll say for book in, for now, books, right? That's where we are storing everything. I will say print book dot book name. Okay. So let's understand once again, and again I'll force it. Let's understand once again what you're doing. We have written a function filter book array. I am saying get all the books from the all book, because that's where all your books are stored. But you filter it, get only those books. So this is a loop, it will keep going, and it will only return the book if that book name contains the text that you're sending. Simple. And then this book, we will have only those books which have the string that you're passing in. All right. So let's say if it's passing in WA, it will look for, does it contains WA? If it contains, it will return that accordingly. Notice that I have not done any lowercase, uppercase check and all for now, but we are doing simple for the time being. So we have to ensure that we have to type in the same case. So we'll talk about the case insensitivity part or capitalized part, just like we did before, a little later. Okay. So let's run this. Okay. And once you're running it, go to search. Right now, I'll delete the earlier printing. As you type right now, what will happen, you'll call the filter book and only print if the book is there. Like for example, I said W. See, I've got 3 books. War that saved my life, because W, life as we knew it, dead vague. If I say W, now let me delete the screen once again. So it's again empty, and I say WA. Now the list is even smaller. The problem with this is it is not case sensitive. So if I say W now, it is coming because the new of W is here. So if I say WA, nothing is coming. You see, make it empty, say W, it is coming again, delete this, and you say WA, nothing is coming. But it should have come if you have typed WA with a capital W. How to solve that? You can solve it by saying dot capitalize, not here though, text dot capitalize, right? So you're saying that the text has to be capitalized. I know that book name has everything capitalized. You can also do trimming characters just like we did before. So I say ignore white spaces and then capitalize. So now it will work exactly like how it was working before. So let's run it. Okay, and go to search. I'm deleting the screen so it's easy for you to read. Now if I type capital W, delete this, and A, bingo, you have 2 books coming up just like it is, right? All right, so now good, it is coming on the console. How do you bring it on the table? So it's easy, because if you see the table over here, it is reading from books, right? So all you have to do is reload the table. So instead of printing here, what I can do is I'll simply say that, hey, I have a table. What is the table name? Search table or something like that. Search table view. I'll say after filtering, reload the table. So whatever data you have already have it in books, and the table is reading from books, it will reload the table accordingly. Let's see if it is happening now. So I go to search, I type w var that save my life, delete it, goes away. I said small w a, there you go. It's exactly what we wanted. Like to type var, now it is only showing the one that we have. Great. So I hope you had a good learning. I want to repeat the function once again for you to understand what we have done. Um, so if you see filter book, assume this filter, this braces is it'll keep going for all the books. Okay. So it's like a loop. So I'm saying all the books, go through all the value, but do a filter and return only those which satisfies the filter conditions. How do you put the filter condition? You have done loop before, a book in, like for example, for book in books, right? This is how we print. Similarly, saying book in, but you're saying return only those books which contains what I want, which is my text with trimming character. Contains, you recall, can do partial search, and trimming character white space, remove the white space, capitalize will make the first capital letter capital even if you're typing small, and then it will search for you and it will return all the books. And it returns immediately after that. We are saying that since I have everything stored in books, this is how the table is populating. I'm saying reload that table. Notice that I have not done anything. Editing did begin and editing did end. Critically think why, what do we need to do there, and do we really need it, as a question you need to ask. Think also about, do we now need the load search record? And why don't you comment in my YouTube channel and let me know that what you think about these two questions. And I'll also give a small homework. Right now I have books. How about if I want to search an author as well along with the book? Think about it, what modification you need to bring in, maybe to this function, maybe to this load all books function. Think about that and see that if you can search based upon the authors. In other words, I can type in a book name or an author name and it should be able to return what I need. Thank you for listening in. And again, as I always say, do subscribe to my channel if you have not already done. Spread the message. If you think someone can benefit from this, pass on the URL to them. And with that said, thank you very much and have a great week ahead. I'll see you again with a new class next week. Bye.